What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video I want to talk about the Black Panther game and some news that we just got on it thanks to some job postings. You know, I've been thinking a lot recently that in recent time, all these games get announced like, say, 10 years before they come out. Maybe not necessarily Black Panther, but you tend to find out so much about these games through solely job postings. If they weren't looking for people to be employed there, we would have absolutely no idea, I guess, what most companies are making at most times. But we have three different job postings, and I'd say two of them kind of stand out in terms of big things you can predict or imagine that this game is going to do, one of which being Unreal Engine 5, one of which being an open world game. But they also say one other thing that I want to try to talk through what it could possibly be. So let's read through these job postings, and then we'll talk about my opinion of them. So first we have Senior Game Designer, which will oversee the creative and technical implementation of encounters, systems, and activities across an open world game. So that's why that one's important. Senior Software Engineer is this engineer's primary role will be to work closely with our art and design teams to create, extend, and support our Unreal Engine 5 based content creation pipelines. And then Software Engineer states that it's an action RPG and will have a highly innovative open story system. So you hear RPG, you hear open world. Now the rumor was this game was probably going to be more open world. The RPG thing I think is pretty darn cool. Unreal Engine 5, well, look, as these games start to happen over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, however long these things are going to take, I would hope most of them are probably going to be made in Unreal Engine 5. The big thing to me, actually I think all three of those are probably big, but that open story, is that a new aged way of talking about branching paths? You know, you think of RPG and you can think of kind of paths that kind of go all over the place depending on the choices that you make. And actually, when I posted this on Twitter, let me give a shout out here to R12 who even asked that question. What's open story even mean? Don't think I've heard of that term before. I don't think I've heard of that term before either, to be flat out honest with you. When I think of what open, kind of there's not limits to it. So yeah, how I think about it is branching paths. You choose something happens, you choose something else happens. By the way, when it gets into the idea of RPG and open world, specifically, I guess, the open world and specifically the superhero genre, there's always that kind of 50-50 idea that can we please get a nemesis system / something like, because obviously that's patented, right? Can we get something like the nemesis system in a Black Panther game? But I think an open world Wakanda should be absolutely awesome. You think of the RPG mechanics, I think probably with the technology of what Black Panther can do. So that's probably how RPG mechanics and also relationships with characters and choice-based, answers or questions you're able to do that'll expand and change the story going forward. I think this thing can be really cool. You can bash EA all you want, but I've said it for a long time, and I feel like I said it before most people. They're on a redemption tour. Not all the way through. Sims, not in a great place. Battlefield, not in a great place. Sports games, not in a great place. But the turnaround they've done seemingly behind the scenes with Dragon Age, Mass Effect kind of coming back and seemingly doing it right, games like Iron Man and Dead Space remake, but now Iron Man, and this game, I think EA's doing pretty okay. It's going to take years for this thing to get going. Again, I wouldn't expect this thing until, probably 4 or 5 years from now, I think it would probably release. So don't expect to see this game for another 2-3 years at the absolute minimum. But there you go, a couple new things for it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.